What's up, friends? Man, it's been a minute. It's like it's been forever. Today is Sunday, February 28th, 27th. I don't remember. Headed to the church. Today is Baptism Sunday, and we baptized 13 people, which was awesome. And if you don't like the theology, or do you think the theology is behind Baptism Sunday, I'm going to talk about that at the end, so stick around or skip to the end. We'll talk about Baptism Sunday. But man, it's been a while, you guys. I have not seen y'all in a minute. You know what I mean? You haven't seen me, I guess is what I'm saying. So why have I not been filming content? What am I filming today? Why am I filming today? For you tech people that care, I'm actually on my Canon M50 today. A little nostalgic. I'm not shooting on the E6600. Well, I will be. It's at the church. So I'm on the 16-35 today on the Canon. So boom, there's that. But man, I haven't played at church in almost like 6 weeks, 8 weeks or something, and it's just been different reasons. The truth is that I have not been able to make Tuesday night rehearsal for different reasons. I serve as the South Texas youth president of the UPCI, like this, our district, our church district. So I had like meetings. One night I had to be at. Another night I had another like meeting of our section in Houston. So if I can't make it on Tuesday, then a lot of times it's easier to get somebody else that can play for Sunday so they can make the rehearsal and sit in. So I haven't played drums, guys, in like 2 months almost, just by pure happenstance. And then today we launched a role for our services, a service producer. So somebody that is a go-between of all of the departments. I'm hitting my camera. Someone that serves as a go-between, because right now what we're doing is Pastor Keith from the keyboard is calling like production notes. So for instance, he's got a talkback mic. We've got a speaker set up in the production booth. So he's like calling stuff for the singers, musicians. And then if there is like some kind of troubleshooting or something happens or some kind of glitch, up until this point, he's been the one that's making the decision or trying to make the decision or trying to get communication to make the decision on what we should do. So obviously it's really difficult. So we've got an incredible team, you know, media, sound, lighting, broadcast, and then, you know, music, MD on stage. But we didn't necessarily have someone that was outside of all those roles just speaking into it. We have people that serve in our media, and people that serve in our lighting, and people that coordinate kind of between lighting, media, and all that communication happens. But long story short, we are adding a clarity to a role that is kind of outside that, like a service producer, which, I mean, many of you have service producers, but we've added that role now. So I'm stepping in, at least in the interim, because as a service producer, you have to basically also be able to tell people like our Pastor Macy, like, hey, go Pastor, it's your turn, or hey, something happened, I need you to go. So obviously it's a very unique role, high level, someone that can tell Pastor Macy what to do if needed in the moment. So also, you know, if you're the kind of person, or you come from the kind of church where the concept of, you know, production, that kind of stuff, you feel like is not spiritual, or you're almost like, you know, where's the leading of the Spirit and all that kind of stuff, service producer also allows more of that free form. So the way we operate our services is we come into it with a schedule, even a schedule of the order of music, which a lot of you watching, that's exactly what you do. But we even have down what order we're going to sing the songs in, and, you know, like exactly the order of each song. But if we feel like the Spirit's moving, or we want to make an adjustment, or we want to skip out of that and go to a different you know, flow, or the Spirit's moving, we want to add a song. Like today, we went into To Worship You I Live. It wasn't on the schedule, we just called it audibly. But by having all these pieces in place, it makes it easier to do something off the cuff, because you have enough communication where, for instance, our media person, you know, Pastor Keith from the piano was able to call in the talkback, To Worship You I Live. The media person, she had it, and she got the lyrics pulled up even though it wasn't on the schedule. So anyways, production, service producer, we had live baptisms in service today. So for instance, I'm communicating, hey, broadcast, because our baptistry right now is behind a screen, so it's on video but not on like you don't see him directly. So it's like, hey, broadcast, you know, are you in place? We're ready to come to you. When we go to the bridge of the song, it's gonna go down. Let's cue Pastor that he's about to be on camera. You know, even a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. So, anyways, a long story. If you don't care about this, you can skip this, move on to the next part of this video. But if you care, again, we launched kind of like a, you know, a formal service producing role. And so I'm serving in that in the interim. All that to say, I'm not playing drums while I'm doing that either. I'm producing service. So this was another Sunday, and probably for the next 3 or 4 Sundays, I'm not gonna be playing drums either because I'm gonna be producing the service. So, sorry. But if you wanna check out our church YouTube channel, Royalwood Church, we've got all the worship and services posted there. Follow us on Facebook, Royalwood Church. The live stream mix sounding smacking, thanks to brother Luis Pacheco, who's got a channel as well. You've seen him, you guys know him. But today I'm heading up to the church, heading back up to the church because I gotta record some Patreon content. So I'll do a plug for that here in a minute and talk about what I'm recording today, because I've got some good stuff that you guys have requested. But head up to the church, so I thought I'd bring the camera along, shoot a little vlog, say what's up, tell you guys I miss you, and just tag in. So here filming videos at the church, I've got our wing, we've got the wing set up to this computer to multi-track. So I've got everything armed and ready to go here. And then I've got Team Viewer, which is just a program that allows me to control one computer from another. That way I can plug in up there. And then to make things easy, I'm gonna run the tracks into the bass line. That way I can hear it in the P16s. And then I'm going to plug in just a microphone into the aux snare. That way I can talk. So without much setup or changing, I can quickly get tracks already routed to my ears, already routed to the multi-tracks, and then like a vocal already in my ears, already routed to the multi-track. So makes my filming setup a lot easier. I've got it dark on stage. That way I can put on a couple of lights, which I've already got in the cage. And if you want to see the lighting video I've got for drum cage lighting, it's not DMX. Like if you're looking for like a great DMX option, it's not that. But if you want a really cheap for like a drum cage lighting setup that you can use to light up your cage, I'll link that here. I'll put a card up here, but that way I've got, you know, the cage lit up, everything else kind of blacked out. And then now that we're in this cage all the way around, I've also got like a little suction cup mount that will go over the lens so that when I'm shooting through the glass into the cage, you can't see it as bad. So running the front cam on my A6600 and then probably 2 GoPros, and that'll be it for my Patreon content. So let's get set up. Okay, so as you may have been able to tell, I've got the GoPro that's kind of overhead shot. I've got this one, which is the Hero 9 Black. I'm gonna put on the slider to get that kind of sliding shot. And then I've got my Sony A6600 with the 16mm lens that I'm going to be shooting kind of again through the glass of the cage. And this is a new cage that we have. I'm gonna do another video about that. When I have that video up, I'll link it here as well. But this is an incredible cage from guys out of Dallas. Whitley Solutions is the company. Again, I'll do a more in-depth video, but check this out. Clean. I mean, this thing is super, super nice. So I'll do a more in-depth video about that. It's got a built-in fan, all kinds of stuff. It's great. But that's not what we're here today to talk about. Also, we have a percussion setup. It's another thing. We got a lot of stuff happening. I just haven't seen you guys in a while. It's been busy. Haven't been able to keep you updated. But filming content for you guys today. Patreon content. Pumped about that. So let me get my A6600 set up to shoot through, and then we'll hop back in. Back on the Sony. So I've got this guy, which is the Movo HVM5, basically like a SM58. It's got this on-off switch. It feels like a 58. It's a tank, and I love it. I use it for videos, as you guys will see here in a second. So I have a link to this video as well, in this microphone. Just a great mic, kind of all around, can't destroy a mic. And then I've got this little like suction cup. So again, what this does is this goes over the lens, and basically the lens is right here and then sucks up to the glass. That way there's nothing in between, no reflection can get in between the lens and the glass. So if you're like shooting into a cage, drum cage specifically, you know, you put the lens up, which I can't do right now, but you put the lens up right into here, into this little suction port, and that way it reduces any glare. So I'm gonna do that right in front of the cage. I'll pop back on the M50 and show you guys that. But again, this is the setup that I had forever that really got me through. Canon M50 with the Canon EF 16-35 with the Viltrox speed booster and the Movo VXR10. So entry level setup. I love this camera. I shot so much stuff on this. You know, obviously this lens is an upgrade, but you can get like 24mm prime for like 300 bucks, 250 bucks. I got this lens for like 500 bucks on eBay. So this really got me through. But obviously going to the A6600, I've got 4K with no crop. Even better autofocus, I think, than the M50. And then no record limit was the big kicker for me. So, sorry, random tech stuff, it's been a minute. Bad news, I forgot my stick bag. That's how long it's been since I played drums. I forgot my stick bag at the house. So I gotta run home, grab my stick bag, come back. I'll show you my camera setup in the cage one more time. Then we'll hop into Patreon content. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Got my stick bag and everything. So a couple of key things I'm using again. The mic, the suction cup mount, and then I'm going to, this camera's gonna be shooting like right here. So it's gonna get this front shot. And I'm gonna add one more light below it to make sure I'm getting a great clean shot there. And yeah, so we get set up, get our multi-tracks going, make sure I'm patched into the computer via TeamViewer, recording to a SSD drive, got my overhead, my slider shot, and then this front shot, got my mic hooked up. Okay, so this is main camera here. As you can see, I've got the A6600 with the suction cup mount right there. So that, again, it doesn't get a glare off of that, if it'll focus. Yeah, so that's that shot. I've got an extra little light right there. So I got my the inner quarter of my mouth. I've got the GoPro up top. And then I've just got my GoPro Hero 9 sliding over here to get kind of this this shot kind of going back and forth. So it's kind of getting like this kind of action, which is this is a great shot. So yep, just filming this Patreon content and trying to get some stuff done. So if you're not signed up for my Patreon, let me kind of describe and explain what I'm doing in general and what I'm doing this month. So again, this is just extra content for you guys. To add more benefit. Hopefully you guys get to request what you want to see. This month I've got a beginner tier. I'm breaking down the song Can't Stop Singing by Covenant Worship, 2 lessons, the grooves in it, and then playing through the song, kind of breaking it down to a more beginner level. Then my intermediate, I've got a drum fill that I use a lot, and then we're breaking down Can't Stop Singing and then adding some extra stuff to it. And then the all access, I'm taking some requests and kind of talking about some different elements, more of my video production, kind of more things that I do here. So if you want to check out my Patreon, I've got a link in the description below, but you also get a drum chat room if you want to talk to me, more access to me, and we also do some live lessons. So it's been really tough kicking this year off to get great content out there. I've really struggled to do it, to be honest, but I'm kicking that off again, or not kicking off, I'm really cranking out a lot of content today for February and then digging into March. So if you want to hop on, I would love to have you. It's only 25 bucks a month intermediate and 35 bucks a month for all access, which is equal to one like you would pay, you get way more content than just, that's like one 30-minute lesson, like a private lesson. You get tons of videos. So hopefully it has value, but would love to see you there. If you enjoy what I'm doing on the channel, I'm never going to stop doing free stuff, but Patreon is kind of the next step, a way for you to invest back into what I'm doing, and then you get a ton more content, specifically lesson content, more value, and you get to request what you want to see, what kind of videos. So please check out my Patreon if you enjoy this channel. If you enjoy this kind of content, you'll definitely enjoy my Patreon, and I'm just filming some more stuff for that. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like. I've got like, I don't know, almost 500 videos, I think, of covers, gear reviews, tech reviews, stuff that I use. I've got a video about this slider. I've got a video about these lights. I've got a video about this camera. I've got a video about all the gear that I use. So check it out. All the links are in the description below. Thanks for watching this. And again, check out my Patreon. Shameless plug. I'm not afraid to plug it all day because I'm trying to grow that so I can invest back into this channel more. Been missing you guys. Hopefully we'll be back on the kit soon. Until then, hope you're doing well.
So regular groove, just no kick. 1, 2, 3. Okay? The next section is the pre-chorus, and we're gonna build on snare and floor tom. Snare and floor tom. We're gonna play 8th notes, 1 and 2. Both hands, just straight build. Check this out. There's a drop coming up where you break. So accent vocals. Stop. Can't stop. Back. Boom. Got. Drums all in. Now we're gonna drive. Outro is 3 hits on the vocals. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. So 3 hits. 1.